Okay, so I guess we can start now. So, good evening once more. Please, if you can hear me, can you reply? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, or I can hear you.
Okay, so you're all welcome to today's class, the first day of the program. So, during the orientation, I introduced myself, but I'm just going to do that again. So, my name is Ugu Adeze, and I'll be taking the classes for taking Monday classes, while in I think Friday classes. But then the peer group sessions, I'll still be there. And like he said, I am always there. If you have any issue, you can always reach out. So before we start, I know I can see your names, but I would still like us to just introduce yourself. So you tell me your name, and then you tell me if you are still a newbie or if you've already started coding. Okay? So we'll just do that quickly, and then we'll get on to what we have for today. So I'll be starting from you, Deborah. So just tell us your name and tell me if you're still a newbie or if you've been coding before now. Right. Hello, Deborah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. So,
My name is Sayako Deborah, and I would say I'm a newbie. I'm not really. I just started learning it this year. Started learning web development this year, about 3 to 4 months ago.
okay,
Okay.
you're welcome. So, next person, please. Anybody can actually talk.
Okay, my name is Ben Ikemefo. I'm actually a newbie. Just started a few months ago.
Okay, okay, Ben, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Next person, please. Let's be fast. We have a lot
My
today.
name is Divine, and
Okay,
I'm a newbie.
okay. Divine, you're welcome.
Good evening. My name is Ibeko Stanistus and I'm a newbie.
Okay, you're welcome.
Good evening, ma. My name is Ophel Samuel. I'm actually a newbie as well.
Okay, Samuel, you're welcome.
Good evening,
Who
man,
else?
and good evening, everybody. My name is Adeni Shurunke. I wouldn't say I'm a newbie. I've been at it, but I need mentors to guide my paths. That's why I'm here. Thank you.
Okay. Adeni. Ade what? Sorry, so that's the one.
Adeni.
Adeni. Adeni, you're welcome.
Good evening, ma. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chinedu
Yeah,
Okoro. I won't say I'm a newbie.
okay.
I've come across web development, but I didn't really have that motivation to go through because it wasn't easy doing learning on my own. So I just get carried away if I'm actually learning on my own. Maybe when I actually find difficulty in some parts, I just drop it. I didn't continue again. So I felt okay, joining here, I think I will have a mentor to put me through.
Okay, we've all been in that stage. But you're welcome. So who else do we have?
Okay, good evening, ma. Good evening, everyone. My name is Njoko Gideon. I'm actually a Navy.
Okay, Gideon, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, who else?
Good evening. My name is Bright and I'm a newbie.
Okay, you're welcome, boy. Who else? Are we done?
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Tosin.
Okay, my name is Tosin. I'm actually a newbie.
Okay, you're welcome, Tessa.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Regan Obuago. I'm actually a newbie.
Okay, you're welcome, Regan. I think we're done, yeah? Or is any other person remaining? Okay, I think we're done. Okay, so you're all welcome, and so I just wanted to know, even though even if you're a newbie or not a newbie, I'm going to be starting from the scratch, right? So I'm going to treat all of us as a newbie, and then we can move along. And please, the class will be starting now. I'll be sharing my slide. Please feel free to call me back if you're lost. Okay. So for this class, while I teach, you're going to practice along, right? So that is why we said earlier that you should always join with your system. So while I teach, you practice along, and along the line, at some point, you have to share your screen so that I can see that you're following, right? So if you're lost at any point, please call me back. Just raise up your hand and I'll attend to you. I hope you guys can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen immediately. So can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so this course is web development 101. Yeah. I'm just going to give a brief um description of what web development is before we actually dive into writing codes, right? So you have to understand what you're doing before you start writing codes. So web development is a broad and intricate field involving the creation of designs, maintenance of websites, and web applications, right? It encompasses various disciplines and technologies to deliver functional, interactive, and visually appealing online experiences. So I know that most of us here, in fact, all of us, we've used the website in one way or the other, right? And you've seen how the website functions, you've seen the responsiveness, you've seen how neat, how attractive the website is. So all those things is just the work of a web developer, right? Just the work of a front-end developer. We build websites, we make sure they are responsive, we make sure that they're user-friendly, you make sure that they are responsive, right? So that's just the work of a web developer. Now, why do you learn web development? First of all, high demand, right? So there's a growing need for skilled web developers as small businesses and services move online, right? So we are at the age whereby everyone wants to move their businesses online. Okay, so thereby giving us more jobs because we have to build websites for more people, right? We have to build apps for more people. We have to maintain their website. So you learning this skill, for sure, you know that you can't go broke, okay? Because you always have jobs to do. Now, the next one is creativity and problem solving, right? So web development allows you to create unique digital experiences and solve real world problems, right? So when you start coding, you start involving in critical thinking, right? You start learning how to solve problems because you when a client brings a particular problem to you, it is now left for you to think your way through it and find a solution to that particular problem. Okay, so the next one is flexibility. Many web development roles offer opportunities for remote work and freelance projects. I think this is one of the main reasons why I actually dived into web development, right? Because for me, I don't like the fact that I have to like leave my house every day to go to work. I like to stay indoors, right? So that was like one of the reasons why I said, okay, I'm going into this field and I'm going to give it my best, right? So you have the opportunity to work remotely. from anywhere, right? From your house, you can travel, you can do whatever you want to do. Unlike the 9 to 5 jobs where before you can even make any travel, you have to like write series of letters and all of that. So it's flexible. And then the next one is continuous learning, right? So in the tech space, there are more technology, there are more frameworks, technologies coming up every day. So you have to constantly learn. Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have to like constantly learn, right? This course you're taking, we can't assure you that we're going to teach you everything. It is not possible. You get 8 weeks is very, very small for you to learn everything. But one thing you can do for yourself is to learn outside the 2 hours you have to learn with us, right? Creating time to learn. We're going to be giving you guys resources. I'm also going to share this slide with you guys. You have to create out time to learn for yourself. Google must be your best friend, right? You have now, we have ChatGPT, we have Meta AI, you can always ask questions. It is necessary. If you don't like to study, if you don't like to do research as a front-end developer, it is a necessary skill. You have to learn it, right? Because nobody's going to spoon feed you. You have to learn, and then we will guide you through. Exactly. So what we're going to cover for this course, we're going to be doing introduction to web development. That's teaching you about HTML, CSS. You're going to build multiple page websites. You're going to learn layouts and animations. We're going to JavaScript, DOM manipulations. Now, you don't have to understand it mere looking at this, right? So as we teach, as we learn together, it becomes clearer and you get to like understand it better. Okay? Can I move on?
Yes, please.
You can.
Okay, so the course requirements, right? So you need a computer. We've already explained that to you during your rotation. You need constant internet connection, right? And then the text editor. So I want to ask, has everyone downloaded the VS Code? Is anyone having issue downloading the VS Code? You have issue or you've downloaded? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you.
So I was asking a question. Has everyone downloaded?
Yes, I can hear you.
Has everyone downloaded the VS Code?
Yeah.
I've done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, about that.
So you've all downloaded and
Yes, I am.
okay. Have you installed the have you installed the live server extension and Twitter?
Yeah.
No.
Please, is anyone having issues so that we can sort it out before we move on to the next thing?
I'm having issue with the Discord. Get Discord. How do I get it downloaded?
Okay, for the Discord, we can sort that out later on. But for the VS Code, we're going to be using it now. So I need to be sure that we've all downloaded and installed the necessary extensions. If you're having issue, can you just raise up your hand? Just click on the hand button.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, show of hand if you try to download VS Code but you had issues, or you've not downloaded at all, just raise up your hand.
Okay,
Raise up your
Divine.
hand though if you've not downloaded VS Code. Or...
Divine, what issue are you getting?
I've downloaded it, but
Hello.
I think I was supposed to do some start server that starts installation.
Okay, you've downloaded it, but have you installed it? Yes.
No. No, I've not.
Okay, can you quickly do that? Install the VS Code, ensure that your internet connection is working properly, then go to your extension and install Live Server and Prettier.
Okay.
Okay,
All
if
right.
you're
Let me
stuck
do that.
at that point, just let me know. Samuel, what's your issue?
Okay, it's same thing. I've actually downloaded it, but I wasn't aware of the extensions. But I'm doing that now.
Okay, so if you're stuck, just let me know so we can move on. Okay, so we're going to be starting with HTML, which is like the basics, right? So we're starting with HTML. So HTML just simply means hypertext markup language. Gideon, you're raising up your hand. What's the issue?
Yes, ma'am. I cannot actually see your screen.
You can't see my screen. Maybe you should log out and come back in.
Okay, no problem.
Or is any other person having issue with seeing my screen? Njoku, please
No, ma.
mute your mic. Okay, please, if you're not answering any question, ensure that your mic is always muted, please, to avoid noise. Okay, so I was saying that HTML, we're going to start with HTML. And then HTML simply means what? Hypertext markup language, right? So I want you to see HTML as the structure of your code, right? Just the structure of the web. Now, see it as for example, the human body. The HTML is like the skeleton, right? It is what gives your body its structure. Okay, so the foundation of your code of your website is the HTML, right? So if your HTML is not well structured, you find it difficult styling or making your website let me say just making your website good, right? So the HTML is like the skeleton of the human body. It gives your website its structure. Emeka, your hand is up.
Yeah, just a minute. I think your this thing, the whatever this stuff is blocking the slide. Can you maybe click on slideshow so it goes full screen on your computer so everybody can see everything? Like click on slideshow. Let me see. I think this is much better. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let's continue. So like I said earlier, yeah, I'm going to be sharing this slide so that we can all use it to learn, right? Doing after this class, right? So HTML, I said, is the structure. It gives your code its structure, right? So it's the full meaning of HTML is hypertext markup language. Naturally, nobody's going to ask you the full meaning of all of this, right? But you just need to know, okay, this is what it means, and before you start whatever you're doing. So hypertext refers to a system of organizing and linking text or content in a way that allows users to easily navigate between related informations, right? The markup refers to a way in which the text is annotated with tags to indicate how it should be displayed or structures, right? So you find out that most times when people are writing codes, you find out that it's always they always write the right angle, left angle with a text inside it, right? So it's just talking about the markup, right? So it refers to the way in which the text is annotated with tags to indicate how it should be displayed or structured. Then language, in the text of HTML, language refers to the set of rules, syntax used to write and understand the markup, right? So you know that when they say code, it's just a set of rules, right? So yeah, it's just explaining that it refers to the set of rules and what syntax that you can use to write and understand the markup, Now, we're going to be starting fully before I turn on my VS Code, right? So I'll just briefly explain this, then we go to VS Code and see there as well. Now, the basic structure of HTML documents, okay, it's not just about writing code, it's actually understanding what you're writing, right? So the first one here, we have the HTML. The HTML document is structured with different key elements. So here's a simple example of an HTML document. Now, the doc type HTML declares the document type, the version of the HTML, right? It helps the browser to understand that the code you are running is what? HTML document. Now, the HTML, which is this, the HTML is the root element, okay? Is the root element that contains all other HTML elements. So if you notice, we have the HTML at the beginning and the HTML at the down part. Yeah, can you guys see my cursor?
Yes.
Yes, mama.
Okay, so we have the HTML at the top and the HTML at the down part. So the HTML is wrapping every other element. It is called the root element. So when you're writing, okay. Ben, what's your question? Ben, you're raising your hand. Okay, so let's move on. So the HTML, like I said, is the root element, right? Every other thing goes inside.
Yes. I'm not seeing your slide.
Really? Is any other person having this issue of not seeing my slide?
I can see your slide,
I
ma.
can see it, ma.
No.
Please, if you can't see my slide, I would advise that you log out and then come back and join back, right? It could be network issue. Okay, let's move on. So, as I was saying, that the HTML houses every other element, right? Now, the next one is the head element, right? Now, it contains meta information about your document, such as your title, your links, your CSS files, and all of that. Now, the head element contains the what? Things like title. Now, if you click on any website, at your tab, you'll be able to see the name of the website, right? So that is where you can add that in the head tag. Now, the next one is what? The title. So the title sets the title of the web page, which appears in the browser title bar. Okay, I just explained that. Now, the last thing here is the body. Okay, so the body contains the contents of the HTML document, such as your tags, your text, your images, and your links, right? So it is in the body that you add whatever you want to show in the browser. Okay, so the body houses all the contents that you need in your HTML documents. Is that clear? Can we move on to the practical aspects?
It's clear, ma.
Okay, so we'll move on to okay, so I'll just so before we open our VS Code, we'll first of all create a folder. Yeah, so we'll create a folder. So I'll be naming this folder okay. So I created a folder called what DOM training. Please, I would advise that as you as I walk, you practice along, right? So that we can move at the same pace. So I'll be going to my VS Code. I hope we can all see my VS Code. Can we all see my VS Code? Hello. Can you guys
Yes,
see me?
ma.
Yes,
I
ma, I
can see
can
your
see it.
VS Code.
Yes, ma.
Yes.
Okay. So now, if you open your VS Code, it should look like this, right? So we'll click on the open. Yeah. So I created my folder in the desktop. So I'll just click on desktop, then DOM training, and open. Yes. So you should have something like this, right? So you first of all, you create a folder, then you open the folder in your VS Code, okay, so that your work will not be scattered. Now, after doing this, we're working with the HTML file. So we're going to be creating the HTML file. Now, if you hover on this file here, you're going to see it says new file. So if you're creating a file, you hover on, you click on it. If you want to create a folder, you click on this other one, right? So we are creating a file. So we're going to click on this, and then we'll write the name of our file, which is index.html. So we just created our index file, right? Our HTML file, sorry. We just created our HTML file. So all you need to do is just to type index.html. Now, you can actually name it whatever you want, right? You can name it about.html, contact.html, but always ensure that you have index.html. Okay, so let's say we are building a website that has about 4 pages, right? 4 different pages, like say the about page, the contact page, and products page. Now we can have our index.html as the home page. Then we can have contact.html, about.html, product.html. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, ma.
Okay.
Please, can I come again?
Okay. So I was saying here that after creating your folder, right, you're going to create your HTML file. Now, I named it index.html. And then I said that you can name it any other thing, but you must put .html. Okay? Now, if for instance we're building a website that has about 4 pages, say contact page, about page, products page, right? Now the index.html is our home page. Then we can now create other files like about.html, contact.html, product.html. Okay, but it is necessary that you have your word index.html because that is your root file. Is that clear now? So when we start pushing our works to GitHub, where you can generate links to share to people and say, okay, hey, this is what I'm working on, this is the project I just worked on. If you push your work to GitHub and you don't have index.html file, you find out that when you generate a link, it will show 404, right? So when it shows 404, it means not found, right? So when GitHub searches your file and searches your folder and cannot find index.html, it shows what? 404. Is that clear now? So you have to always ensure that your folder has index.html. Then you can name any other thing as you please. It's based on what you're working on. Is that clear?
Yes, please.
Please, can you come again?
In what aspect? Is it still this one? Or is it the creating of the folder?
Apart from creating of the folder, like getting the index.html.
Okay, so I'll just delete. So we'll create it again. Yeah. So like I said, after creating your folder, if you want to, the first thing you're supposed to do is to add your index.html. Okay. So when you hover on this button, you find that it says new file. Okay. So you click on it and then you type index.html. Right. So I said that when you are whatever you're building, you should always have index.html. Okay. Now I also said that when we start building multiple pages, right, multiple page websites, such that websites that have different pages here, like the contact page, the about page, the products page, and all of that, you can add those pages, right? Maybe you can now have index.html, about.html, contact.html, product.html. Okay, but you must ensure that you have index.html. And I also said that when you push your work to GitHub, if GitHub searches your folder and does not find index.html, automatically it's going to throw 404, right? Saying that it cannot find your code. Okay, because the root file is not named index.html. Is that clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So after creating your index.html file, the next thing you should do, right? So we're not instead of typing doc type and the rest of that, I would advise that we just press Shift 1, right? So on your keyboard, you just type Shift 1. You should get your exclamation mark and then you press enter. So once you do that, automatically it's going to give you this. Okay. And remember that I explained that the doc type HTML tells the browser that the code you're running is HTML file. Okay. And then the HTML language en, right? So it's just saying this the language that you are the language that you're running should be what? English. Okay. Then we have the head file, we have the body file. Now I said that inside the head file you have your metadata and you have your title. So we're going to change this title to DOM training, right? So you can give it any title of your choice. Now inside the body is where we're going to have the content that we're working on. Okay. So Divine, you want to ask a question?
I'm not following, like I'm lost.
Okay, what part? Because
like when you started explaining what?
No, go on.
As I said, explaining like what you're explaining right now, like I don't understand. I was actually trying to do the VS code stuff.
Okay, so have you done it?
Yes.
Okay, Samuel, what's your question?
Okay, when the part you say we should do shift one, mine came out differently from yours. I just wanted to say that.
But your shift one is exclamation mark, right?
Yes, it's only just brought up content for line 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and NC.
Okay. I think my thing is also empty, but don't worry, we'll get to that. So for the sake of Divine, I'm just going to go through it again for the last time, then we'll move on, right? Okay. Okay, so I said when you want to start coding here, you create a folder. So I named the folder DOM training, right? So now you open your VS Code, you click on open folder, right? Then you click on the folder. So for mine, I saved it in the desktop. So if I click on it here, this is it. I'll click on open. Okay, so we should have this. Now I said the first thing you do is to create a file called HTML, right? So I'm going to be clicking on this icon here. The first icon is for creating files, while the second icon is for creating folders. So when I click on this, I'm going to name my file index.html. Now I said that it is important that you name your file index.html. Okay. If you don't do that and you push your work to GitHub, you're going to get a 404 error code saying not found, because GitHub has gone through your code and found out that gone through your folder and found out that there is no HTML file. Okay, so you have to always ensure that you have index.html. Now I said going further, if you're building websites that has multiple pages, right, you can have your index.html first as your home page. Then you can add other files like about.html, contact.html, product.html, as many as you want. Okay, So now I said after creating your index.html file, click on Shift 1 and press enter. Now, once you do that, you should have the HTML file. You should have the structure showing on its own, right? So you don't have to start writing all these codes by yourself. Okay, so this is where I stopped, and I'm tossing. You're raising your hand. Okay. Okay, so Divine, is that clear? Can we move on now? Can you guys hear me? Can we move on?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
I get.
Yeah, please. I can't see your screen. That's why I was posting.
Okay. Can you see it now? Huh?
No, it's not showing anything.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Okay, can you see it now?
They were literally on red.
Can you all see my screen?
Yes, I
Yeah, I
can
can
see your
see your
screen.
screen.
Okay. So I told you guys that inside the body file is where you have the contents that you want to show in the browser, right? So inside the body file, I'm just going to write one code and then we see it, and then I will go back to the slide and explain a few things before we come back to VS Code. Okay. So I'm just going to write the H1 tag. Okay, so I'm going to click on this button down here. Now, can you all see the go live button in your VS Code? When you click on this go live, it should automatically launch you to a browser and show you what you have in the body file. Hello, is your VS Code on? Have you guys turned on your VS Code?
Yes, ma'am,
It's
but I
coming
can't find the goal.
from.
Have you installed Live Server?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so what you need to do is go to your extension, which is this, click on it and type Live Server.
Ma, please, how did
So
you get that
you should,
body one and the head one?
this one,
Yes. Yes.
I just typed H1, enter.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. I've not really explained what it is, but I just want to be sure that we all have the go live button. So for the go live, just click on this extension here, type Live Server, click on it and install. Okay, so you should install it, and that's all. Yeah, Ben, you're raising your hand. Ben, you're raising your hand.
No, it's not. No, it is a mistake.
Oh, okay. Okay, so have we all done that? Have we all installed the live server?
I've installed it, man.
Okay. So now let's explain tags, right? So that you understand what I just did in what the H1 is all about. Okay. So what are HTML tags? Yeah. HTML tags are special codes enclosed in anchor brackets that instruct the web browser on how to display content. Tags usually come in pairs, the opening tag and a closing tag with content placed between them. Okay. Now, in this index, in this body, I wrote the H1 tag. Now, from the explanation we just read, I said that they are all enclosed in brackets, right? So you have the right angle bracket and the left angle bracket, right? So now the HTML tags, they are opening tags and closing tags. Okay, so if you notice, we have the H1 at the beginning and we have the H1 at the ending. And then your content stays in between the opening and the closing. Is that clear now? So it tells the web browser how to display a particular word code. So we have the H1 tags, we have other tags, right? So now, can anyone tell me the difference between this opening and this closing? What can we use to differentiate that? Okay, this is opening and this is closing. Can anyone tell me the difference? What can you see that differentiates the opening from the closing?
I think it's the slash that's at the closing.
Yes. So the opening tag does not have a slash. Yeah. But the closing tag has what? A slash. So this slash here shows that you have closed that particular tag. Is that clear now? So from this explanation here, it says that the tags usually come in pairs. We have the opening tag and the closing tag, and then with the content placed between them. So this is the opening tag, this is the closing tag, and this is a paragraph, is the content here. Is that clear now?
Yes, ma.
Can you guys hear me?
It's very clear, ma.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, components of HTML tags. The tag name, right? The name of the tag, which specifies the type of element. For example, the P tag for paragraph, the A tag for anchor, the IMG for image. Now, you don't have to get confused or anything, right? We're going to practicalize all of this and you're going to understand it better. Now, we also have the attributes. Attributes are additional informations about the elements added inside the opening tag. So attribute usually comes in name value pairs and modifies the behavior or appearance of the element. Now, if you look at this example here, this is the anchor tag, right? That's the A tag. Now, the attribute here is this href, right? The href equals to this link. Now, this thing is just trying to say, when you click on this anchor tag, it should take you to this destination, which is this link here, this website here. We've gone through websites whereby maybe we see a particular link, we click on the link, and it takes us, sometimes it takes us out of the website completely, but sometimes it takes us to another section of the same website, right? So it's just the attribute that does that. Now, you don't have to bother yourself about attributes. We have a particular section where I'm going to explain attributes completely, right? But I just want to let us know that you can have your attributes inside your tags, right? And it's always in the opening tag. Okay, now we have the what? Sorry, we have the content. Now, the content is the actual data or text that the tag applies to, placed between the opening and the closing tag. So now for your example, we have the H1, which is what we have just done, right? So in our VS Code, we wrote the H1 tag. It is not hard. All you need to do is to just type H1 in your system, press enter, and then in between it, you can actually write your content, right? So we have welcome to Dom Academy. We can write hello world. Okay, so all you need to do is to type your H1 and then your content. So the H1 is actually the heading element, right? Please hold on.
I wanted to say you have your lifestyle open. Why don't you show them the website that was made with lifestyle so they can see it like on their browser? Maybe you just open a new window and show them the website.
Okay. Okay, so this is the outcome. Yeah. So I told you guys that when you click on, I'll just close this and open it back. So when you look at the bottom part of your VS Code, you should see go live. Okay. So when you click on go live, automatically it will launch your code in the browser, right? So this is what we have here. The first one says welcome to Dom Academy, and the second one says hello world. Okay.
All right. So guys, I think before we go on with the class, I just feel like maybe a number of people here can try it out. So if you have your system, you just signify if you're ready to try it out and see why it works for you. Raise up your hand if you have your system here and you want to try it out. Okay. All right. So one more person. Okay. So I'll start with Bray. So okay, we'll go to everyone. So also Bray can share your you can show us you can just share your screen and show us what you got. So let's just share your screen and show us like what you tried out. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm doing
All right, let's try and share your screen. Okay. All right. So that's wonderful. So you've just been able to write this on your browser. You've been able to share this. Do you
Yes,
mind sharing your entire screen so we can see like your it's good? Just click on stop sharing. Then when you click on share, you see share entire screen. Like you see share options. Okay, let me show you how it's done. Okay, just stop sharing now. Okay, so this is how it's done. So I'm just going to share my. Let me just share this window first of all. I'll share this window. So this is my Chrome window open now. This is my Chrome window. So if I want to share my entire screen, there are two ways I can do it. I can just click here. I'll just click on share something else. Then show me these options. You see Chrome tab, window, and entire screen. So if I click on the entire screen, I have to click share again and to share my entire screen. So this is my entire screen right here. You can see everything I'm working on. This is my entire screen, podcast, all this kind of stuff. This is my entire screen. Every single thing I'm working on, you see my entire screen. So that's it. So if I say you should share, please try and share your entire screen. I think that's going to really help you guys. So thank you very much, Bray. I think we'll go over to Samuel. Yeah, Samuel, you can share your screen. Let's see what you've been able to work on. Can you hear me, Samuel?
Yes, I'm here. I'm about to share my screen.
All right.
This is my screen.
Okay.
It
Have
has
you
been very.
tried it? Okay, so once you click here, okay, so once you click it, you open your browser. You go to your browser, Chrome or any browser you have, probably Chrome.
This is my browser.
Create a new tab. Yes, type localhost. Local host, like local hosts. No space. Join them together. Yeah, go to the end of the localhost. No, don't press enter yet. Don't press enter yet. Don't press anything yet. Just go to the end of that text you have there. Then click on type colon, like colon. Colon, shift,
Yes.
semicolon, like comma, then it's colon, shift.
Okay, yes.
It's next to L. By the right, yeah, 5500. Press enter. Congratulations. So these are the website looks like. This is what you typed so far. I'm seeing your hello world. There's a problem. I'm seeing your code. Let's go back to your code. I'm seeing a problem. So you're typing hello world, but you're not typing it very well. So that's supposed to be where your closing tag is. So remove that hello world you typed there and put back body. That's where your closing tag for body should be. So type back body slash body / body. Yeah, no. That's a / body.
Okay.
Small letter, not capital letter, small letter most of the time. All the tags are mostly small letter. All right, so you go to go to where you have your welcome to Dome Academy. Go to the end of the line. Click end, press end on your keyboard. There are some keys I'm going to be teaching you how to use on your keyboard. I noticed there's some keys you don't really touch on your keyboard. Wait, there's end key on your keyboard. It goes to the end of a line. Press enter. Yeah, so it takes to the next line. So what you can do here is that you can do it in so many ways. You can decide to type. Me, I like typing out the entire thing myself. I'm not giving computer I'm not allowing computer to type it for me. So you can open so just type H1 first of all. H1. press tab or enter, any of them, tab key or enter. Yeah, so in between those two tags, your content has to be in between those two tags. If it's outside those two tags, you won't get the desired style you want. So that's how HTML is. So you can type any content here, like your name. Just type your name there.
Okay.
Just save.
Save, how do I do that?
Control
Okay.
S. Just like you save in
Yes.
Microsoft Word. You can see now that automatically it showed up on the site. So what the browser is doing is that it's just looking at this HTML file, it's passing it, is understanding, hey, this H1 element, this is a H1 element, this thing. Okay, so I want you to, that in that of Samuel, I want you to change it from H1 to H2. I want you to notice the difference, like from H1 to H2. So right here, yes, change it to H2. No, like change the move H1. Yeah, go to the other one. Just cancel one and type 2.
Okay.
H1, H2. You don't need to type cancel the entire thing. You can just, yeah, that's it. Just leave. Yeah, I can press tab so that thing goes away. But all right. So just press Control S. Are you done Control
Yes.
S? You can see now it became smaller. So I think when we go in time, you understand why like it became smaller. There are different types of header styles, but you can see that different ways, different tags you do can present your content in different ways in HTML. All right, so who is next? I think Idoko Stanistus wants to share. Divine, do you still want to share?
I don't even know whether I have anything to share.
Okay, you can share what you have for now. You can share your entire screen. Let me see where you are. Are you ready?
Already. I'm not ready.
Okay, no problem. Idoko.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, you can share your screen. I think after you can go back to the class. Just share your entire screen. Are you doing
Yes,
that
sir.
already?
I'm sharing, sir.
All right.
Sharing. So it is now that you come. I may need to share a window, sir. I don't know.
Share entire screen. Click on entire screen. Like you see entire screen on the extreme on the right on top. Entire screen.
Actually,
All right. Then click on the screen. Then click share. All right. Very excellent. So yeah, that's cool. This is cool. Okay, that's cool. Let me see. Go to Doma calendar. Go to the code. Okay, cool. Okay. This is wonderful. All right. So I think everybody's, and I think I can take from this everybody's following so far. So I think as we're typing the code, just try and type along. You might not understand things now because this is day one, but as time goes on, like it will just become more natural. You score yourself doing it more naturally. But this is just like the first steps. These are baby steps. You know, we won't start with something advanced. We'll start with something very simple. So yeah, thanks everyone for who shared their screen. You're on the right track. Just keep on going. All right, back to you, Adeze.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mecca. So can we move on? So I'll just share my screen back.
Yes, ma'am. Can move on.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Before I move on, Divine, you said something like you have nothing to show. Are you having issue with your VS code or what? Are you not following along? Are you lost?
Yeah, I'm not following and I don't understand what's going on in VS Code.
Okay, do you
So
mind
what
sharing your
part?
screen so we'll walk you through? Maybe wherever you are, so we can just help you right now. Or Ben,
Okay.
who wants to share? Just share. Don't be afraid. We'll
Right.
just walk you through. It's almost like that sometimes. Maybe your software is misbehaving, so we'll just see what is going on and try and help you. Ben, we'll get to you. Let's just work with Divine. Oh, all right, all right, okay, yeah. This is not bad at all. This is actually not bad at all. So, okay, so what you have now is that you have your terminal open. Just go down to where your terminal is. You see where the your root terminal, that place they have terminal. Just close it for now. We won't use it at all. Just close it for now. You can see the X button, that same line. No, where you have terminal. That same line where you have terminal at the extreme end, extreme right end. You see close panel. Yeah, close it. All right. So okay, this is not bad at all. What you've written so far is not bad at all. You've actually written HTML, but we're trying to create a document type HTML code. So like the kind of standard ones you see on normal websites. So what you do now is that you just move everything, just press Control A and backspace. Control A. Hold Control and A. No, not Control P. This is Control P you pressed. Control A. Click anywhere on your screen. Control A. Okay, use your mouse. Just clear your screen. Clear everything. Move the last distance. So hold shift. You know the shift key. Do you know the shift key? Hmm? Divine, just unmute your mic so can if I'm speaking, you can just be hearing me.
Yeah.
You know the shift key, okay. So
Yes.
yeah, so hold shift and you see one, you see exclamation mark on top of one. Abby?
Yeah.
Okay, hold shift and one and press one. Okay, so no, not too much. Just hold shift and press one once. And just leave it. Okay, so press it once. Yeah, so you see this. This is called emit abbreviation. It's a way of. It's a very fast way of creating websites. Are you following? So press
Yes.
tab or enter any of those buttons. I prefer tab because yeah. So I'm going to explain what this is. You know, like when you take have you ever taken a picture before? A nice picture, maybe on an
Yes.
iPhone or any stuff. You know
Yeah.
what you see on the what you see on the picture. What you see is the picture. Like you
Mm.
see what the picture has been taken, but you know that that picture has other information about it.
No, I don't.
Like the picture has like where it was taken, the device that it took it, the camera
Yes.
type, the lights, all those kind of stuff. It has those information about it. Sometimes when you look at about, you see those information about it. But if you look at the
Yeah.
picture itself, you were like, okay, this is just a normal picture. What is that all about? That's why you have the head tag. The head tag is what contains the metadata. Metadata, data that informs device or informs people the browsers about the quality of this site, what the site should have, what the site is all about. Do you know what I mean? Like configuration of this site. So like when you see HTML language is equals to English, that means the language spoken in this site is English language. If language is ES, that means it's Espanol. If the language is French, that means Francais. If the language is Dutch, that means it's German or something like that. If it's AR, that's Arabic. So just like that is just how it is. You can see viewports. I'm going to be you don't need to know about all this now. Now you see title. Sometimes you can see in those pictures, you can rename your picture any name you have for that picture. Like for example, maybe it has a random name like DSC one something something something, one number like that. You can rename
Yeah.
the picture any name, like you can name it my trip to Dubai or my trip to Obudukato Ranch. Do you understand what I mean? Or love of my life, in case like maybe it's your boyfriend you took a picture of or something like that. Do you get? That's what the title there is. So this title, the default name is document. Are you following?
Yes.
Because this is HTML documents we're creating. Now you can change the name to anything you want. Change it to any name you want to name it.
Alright. I'm done.
All right. So yeah. So when you're done, that just press Control S.
Control S.
Yeah, to save. Control S.
Sorry.
Control and hold Control then press S.
Yeah, I've done that.
Cool. Now go to below. You see where you see go live under, like at the bottom navigation of VS Code next to HTML, like bottom navigation of VS Code. The bottom navigation is the last bar on VS Code.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So you see go live. Click on it.
Yeah.
So it's going to go live. Yeah. So it tells you that a server is running on port 500, and obviously it opened this site for you. So just allow this to happen. Just click on allow. Is Microsoft. I'll advise you use Chrome. Chrome is much friendlier for this kind of things. I think you might want to reload. Let me see. Okay, yeah, you don't have any content. Yeah, so you can see now you can see that the title of this site is called My Lady. Are you saying
Yeah.
that? But
Yes.
because you
Yes.
don't have any content yet, nothing is showing. Are you following?
Yes, I
So
am.
now the pictures you took now are part of the body. Like when you take a picture now, if you like
Mm.
write name and everything, if the picture does not, if you didn't actually take picture of anything, nobody will see anything. Like imagine showing somebody a picture, it has name, it has something like someone was expecting a picture, and all of a sudden the person just sees blank. Do you understand what I mean? That's what you just use
Yes.
the browser now. The browser is not seeing anything. Like the browser says like there's no content in this site. So when you go back to VS Code.
Yeah.
So in your body, go to body under HTML, like scroll back. So you see body now. That's where the content of your website will be in. Every content you have in the website, that's where it's going to be located in. All the fine stuff. You can see all these beautiful websites from Facebook, Instagram, all these beautiful websites that ever existed. Every single thing that was in the website, every single fine stuff in the website, every single content was put in the body. Are you following?
Yes.
So yeah, so we're going to put something in your body now. So you're going to put in the body of the website now. So we're going to put H1. So just click on inside that, in between that body, like in between there. Click there. All right, so type H1, press tab or enter, any of those keys. All right, so type anything you want to type there. Okay, so welcome to my world. I have save.
Done.
All right, so go back to your browser and let's see what happened.
My Go Live browser. I go back to my Go Live browser.
Yeah, I'm not go live. Don't click on go live. Just click on Explorer. It's already live. Just click on Internet Explorer.
Okay.
All right, so you can see now that the content showed up.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that? So congratulations, you just created your first website. Actually, this is actually a website. You just made just now. You can see it's kind of easy when you get started with it. Don't worry, with time you're creating things that are much more sophisticated than this. But let's start with something easy. All right, Adeze, over to you.
Do you understand? Yes. I could take on that. I'm very bad.
Divine,
Talking
please
to
mute
me.
your
Oh, Jesus.
Divine, please mute your mic.
Okay, okay.
So is any other person having issue with launching theirs? Is anyone having issue with launching their code? Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Ben, what's the issue you're having? Ben, what's the issue you're having? Okay.
And if you're talking, can hear you. Maybe remove the earpiece you're using. Are you using earpiece or something? Or earphones? Okay, let's just proceed. I think on Wednesday we're going to go more practical. So anybody who had issues today and couldn't resolve, we'll just resolve them on Wednesday.
So can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we just were able to write the H1 element. Yeah, so I'm just going to briefly explain. Right, so the H1 elements, they are headings, right? So we have different kinds of headings, right? So they are mostly used when you're trying to create a title or the hero section of your website, when you're trying to write a text that once the user logs into your website, he sees the text first, right? So they are usually big, right? So the H1 is the largest actually, and then the H6 is the smallest. So we have H1 to H6. Okay, so they are all just write H then 1, H then 2, H3 till 6, right? So we have the H1 to the H6, and I said the H1 is the largest, sorry, and then the H6 is the smallest, right? So we also have the P tags, right? So they are called the paragraph tags. So they are used to write sentences. Maybe you want to, after writing a title, you want to give a little description of that title. You use the P tags. So the p tags, they are always smaller, right? So we're just going to go back to our VS Code, and then we'll use all of that. But then let me still explain the strong and the EM before we can move on to VS Code. So for the strong tag, it makes your text bold and indicates strong importance, right? So when you use the strong tag, it's just to make your your text bold, right? Thicker. So now this is how you use them inside elements, right? Now we have the EM. Okay, now this one italics your text and indicates emphasis. Okay, so let's move on to VS Code and verticalize them. So inside our VS Code, I'm just going to clean this one. So we already have the H1, right? So I'm going to write the H2, and I write this is heading 2. Okay. So please, I would like us to practice along, because we're going to be sharing our screens so that we can see what we've done. This is heading 3. So I'll do the H4 as well. The H5. And the H6. Okay, now before we go to the browser here, I want you to click on your file. If you look at the top of your VS Code, you should see this file, right? Click on it and click on autosave. So you click on file, you click on autosave. So that way you don't have to keep pressing Control S for every single time you want to see what you've done, right? So once it's on autosave, whatever you write automatically updates to the browser. Okay, so I'm going to go to the browser. So now this is what we have, our H1 down to H6. So from here now, we'll be able to see that the H1 is the largest and the H6 is the what? Is the smallest. Okay, so it just, all this still depends on whatever you're building and whatever you're working with. You know, if you're to use the H1, the H2, but just know that they are all heading tags with different sizes. Okay, is that clear? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll just move forward. So we'll do all of that, then you guys can now share your screen, then I can see what you've done so far. So the next tag we're going to be working with is the paragraph tag. So you still write your P, enter, then you write a paragraph. So let's say okay, so I will just copy this and paste over and over again. Doesn't really have to make sense. Okay, so when I go to my browser, I should see it. So this is a paragraph, and these are what? Headings, right? So I said that the paragraph tag is used when you want to make, like, you want to write a sentence, a description, or whatever, right? So all these things still depends on what you're actually building. You know, if you need to use your paragraph or if you don't need it. But at most of the times, you always need your paragraphs, right? Because there are sections where it's just normal sentence, not necessarily a title. They are just descriptions of maybe a particular title or anything. So at that point, you use your p tags. Okay, so you just write the p tag and then the contents inside the opening and the words, the closing. Now, we also talked about strong, right? So I said that the strong is used to make your text bold, right? So to add the strong, I'll just add the strong here. So all you could do is just, as usual, type strong, then you close it. Now I will copy this sentence and place it inside there. So what I just did here, I just wrapped the sentence inside the strong, right? I just wrapped the sentence around the strong around the sentence. Okay, so I have my opening tag of strong and my closing tag of strong, and then I have my sentence inside it. Okay, so you can do yours in the heading tag, you can do yours in the H1 or H6 or wherever, but this is how you add the strong tag to your content. Okay, so I want just this sentence to be bold, while others can have their usual font size, right? So now if you look at the browser, you find out that you find out that the sentence here is actually thicker than others. Okay, is anyone following? Are you guys following? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we're following. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so you find out that the sentence here is thicker than the others, and that is because we only wrapped the sentence with the strong elements. Okay, so that is how to do that. You can actually put it anywhere of your choice, but I'm just putting it here in this class. So so the next thing we want to add is the italics, right? So I think I'll just put it here. So just as the same way we did for the strong, you write your EM, opening and closing, then you place your content inside it. Okay, so now you notice that we are having an element inside another element. Okay, so there's something called nested elements, right? It means having elements inside another element. So now we have the EM, okay, with the what heading 4 inside of it. All of them, they are wrapped in the what H4 element. Now if I go to my browser, now you notice that the styling for this H4 is quite different from the styling for this is. Okay, so that is because I wrapped the italics tag with the H4. Okay, so now you find out that it is what italics, yeah, why the others, they are just normal font style. Is that clear now?
Come again, ma.
Okay, I said that from what we saw in the slide, right, we have the strong and the italics, right? So to add italics to your code, you wrap your content with EM. Okay, you wrap your content with what? EM. So now I wrapped mine with EM here. Okay, so let me just do the same thing here, right? So I want this sentence here, this particular sentence, I want to add my italics tag to it. So I'll just do my EM opening tag and closing tag, right? So I'll just copy this sentence here and paste it in between my EM, right? In between the opening and the what? The closing tag. Is that clear now? Now, when I go to the browser, you find out that this sentence here, can you see now that the font style is quite different from others? Okay, so this is how you add italics to your what? To your codes. Okay, I guess some people are raising their hands. Okay, so Idoko, what's your question?
Okay. Please, I just want to make a plea. Like if you are typing on VS Code, can you please like zoom it small so that it will be clear on my side. The typing
Okay,
so that I
no
can see what I'm typing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, so for what I've done so far, yeah, can I see what you guys have done? So this is all we've done so far. I'll just increase this a little. Is this size okay? Can you guys see it clearly now?
Yes, my is better now.
Okay. So we've been able to achieve the H1 to H6 and also the paragraph tag, right? And then we also added the strong tags, right? So I said that the strong tags, they are used to what? Make your text bold, thicker, right? So all you need to do is to write the opening tag and the closing tag, and then your content inside it. So we have the strong opening and the strong closing, and then we have our content inside. Okay, and then I also said we will add the italics, right? So for the italics, we have the EM opening tag, EM closing tag, and then your content that you want the to italize inside. Okay, so we've been able to achieve the H1 tag, the P tag, the strong tag, and the EM tag. So I would like to see what you guys have done, and just to be sure that we are all moving along. Okay, so Adeni, God, let me not spoil your name for you. Please, can you share your screen? Let me see what you have. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, ma.
Yeah, you can. Hold on, please.
Should I
Okay, so
share?
please share your screen. Yeah. Uh, okay, you share, but I need Adeni to share his screen. I want to see what you've done so far. Okay. Can I see your code, please? Okay. This is good. This is good. Okay. You can stop sharing. Idoko, let me see what you have.
Okay, ma.
Gideon, after Idoko is done, you should share your screen. Let's see what you have.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can see it. Okay. Can I see your code? Okay, so yeah, if you want to wrap your code, like now, you can't really see it fully, right? All you need to do is click on that. No, you don't still leave your screen on. Leave your VS
Okay.
Code on. Click on that hamburger icon, that 3 lines at the top,
Yes.
close to your VS Code. Click on it. Now click on view. View.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so move to the other side. Click on word wrap, the last one. Yes. So even if your screen is shrinked, right, you'll be able to see your full code. It will automatically wrap the text to the next line. Okay. So you'll
Wow.
be able to
Thank you.
see your full code. So you can stop sharing. Gideon, share your screen. Let's see what you have. After Gideon, Chinedu, you share your screen for us. Gideon, are you sharing? Gideon, can you hear me? Chinedu, you can share your screen. Chinedu, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me, ma?
Okay. Chinedu, I need you to share your screen. Gideon. Tosin, share your screen. Let's see what you have.
I'm sorry, I can't share my screen because I did not follow with my laptop. The one I used to join, I didn't follow with it.
Okay, but that is not hard now. You have WhatsApp on your laptop, right?
Yes.
Okay, so please
I
next
could
time
not
try to
download
join with your.
what happened is that I could not download the app on this laptop, so I used another laptop.
Okay, the VS Code.
Yes.
Great laptops for.
Can I share my screen, ma?
Yes,
Yeah, I can share now.
share. Tosin.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Tosin? I'm
Yeah, I
saying
can hear
here
you.
that the laptop you're working with, right? You can still use it to join this call. All you need to do is copy the link or just um copy the link, paste it in your WhatsApp on your system, and then join the call with your system. And going forward, please always join with your system because you need to share your screen. I need to be sure that you're following. Okay. Gideon, we're waiting for you.
I'm on it, man. I'm on it, man. Just trying to fix it up.
Okay. 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 So let me see your code. Can I see your code?
I'm on that. Let me.
Okay. Okay. I think we just have to move on. Um, okay, so let's just move on, yeah. So the next thing we're going to be working on is the list tags. Alright, we're going to be working on the list tags. So the list tag, it creates lists of items. Okay, so the list tag has we're going to be treating two types of lists actually. So the first one we're going to be treating is the UL, and the second one is the OL. Now, please, yeah, I told you guys from the beginning that we're not going to spoon feed you. Okay, you have to go outside this class, right, and learn for yourself. Okay, you have to learn, you have to do more research to get better. Okay, so one of the resources that I want you guys to make use of is W3 School. Okay, so you just go to your browser and type W3 School. Yeah, so you click on it. Now you should have this. Okay, so the first one is what? HTML. Okay, so you have a lot of things here that you can learn and improve on. Okay, so we have the so many things actually, and it also have quiz at the end to practice what you've done. Okay, so this list that I'm teaching now, you can actually go here after this class and learn it more, right, and learn it better. Okay, because it's going to explain other futures for you, right? So yeah, we're just going to be treating the UL and the OL, that is the unordered list and the ordered list. But after this class, you can go and learn better using W3 School. Okay, so just go to your browser, type W3 School, and enjoy. Just practice along with them. Okay, so let's continue. So we have the unordered list. So an unordered list is a collection of items where the order does not matter. Okay, items are typically displayed with bullet points. Now, an ordered list is a collection of items where the order does matter. The items are usually displayed with numbers or letters. Okay, so before I continue, who can give me an example of a list of items that actually do matter, like an example of an ordered list, like in real time cases, in real life situations? Where do you what kind of lists can you say, okay, this is actually an ordered list and this is an unordered list? Okay, Doko, Let's hear you.
Okay, I will say that an example is when you are writing procedure maybe for cooking food. I like food. Procedure for
Okay,
cooking food.
so what do
You
you
put
call
this
that
one
one?
before this one. Uh, okay, make I
Okay,
go find the name.
okay, so the procedure for cooking food is an example of what list?
Okay, ordered list.
Okay, thank you very much. So Samuel,
Eh,
you're raising your hand.
No. Actually, I wanted to answer the this example he was giving, but he later answered it.
Okay. So what about the example for unordered list? Okay, Samuel.
I don't know if I'm correct though, but like list of needs, probably things one needs for personal use, probably like clothing, toiletries, and rest of them.
Okay. So that works, yeah. So like just like the name said, unordered, right? It doesn't really have to follow any particular order. Okay, you can just write them randomly. So for here I wrote list of fruits. We can have mango, oranges, banana. It's not following any order. Okay, but then for ordered list, they are used when you're coding things that needs to follow a particular order, right? So say for example, food recipe. So when you're making when you're building for food recipes, right, you should use ordered lists, okay, because it's you're telling the user or whoever that is using your website that you have to follow this order. You have to follow the first part before you move on to the second, and on and on and on. Okay, so they are being represented as UL and OL. So UL unordered, while OL means what? Ordered. Okay. Then we have the LI. So the LI, they are tags used to define an individual item within either an unordered list or ordered list. So inside your ordered list or your unordered list, we have the what? The LI. So the LI is the list tags. Okay. So it is inside the LI that you write your contents. It's inside the LI that you write your food recipe, or that you write your list of random items. Okay. So let's move on to our VS Code and practicalize it. So inside our VS Code, we'll be starting with the unordered list. So you write your UL. Now inside your UL, you write your LI. Okay. So now your LI, you can now write maybe whatever you want to write. I'll just write fruits. Okay, I'll just write mango. Okay. The next one, I can write banana. The next one, I can just write orange. Okay. So I'll come here. Let's just give our list a name. So I can write H3. Types of fruits. Okay, so I wrote my H3 types of fruits. Okay, then the unordered list, and then my LI inside the unordered list. So we have three types of fruits here. We have the mango, the banana, and the orange. Okay, so if I go to my browser, I should see types of fruits, then the types of fruits. Yeah. Now, if you notice, it has the bullet signs, right? So from what we explained, we said that the unordered list, they have what? Bullets. Okay, from our explanation here, we said the items are typically displayed with bullet points. Okay, so we can actually add different different points. You can use bullet, you can use this cycle format, you can use square format, you can use different kinds of formats, right? So you learn that better when you go to W3 school. Okay, you learn how to change this cycle format to maybe a box or whatever. Now we've done the unordered list. Okay, so let's do the ordered list. So the same thing I did here, I'll do H3 and say how to make stew. Okay, so now my ordered list, which is OL. Okay, now inside my ordered list, I can now have my LI, which is my list, right? So for the first one, I can say let's say grind your tomatoes. The next one I can say grind your pepper. And the last one I'll just say cut your onions. Okay, so let's just leave it like this, right? So now if I go to my browser, I'll find out that this list has numbers, right? So this is number 1, number 2, number 3. Why? Because they are meant to follow a particular order. So you're telling the user that the first thing you're supposed to do when you want to make your stew is to grind your tomatoes. The next thing after grinding your tomatoes is to grind your pepper, then to cut your onions. So this is the first one we have is an unordered list, and then the second one we have is a what? Ordered list. Is that clear? Is anyone confused? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, can
Yes,
hear you.
ma. Yes, ma.
Okay, so the explanation I gave, is it clear? Or is anyone lost?
It's clear.
Okay, so guys, I think it's 10 o'clock right now, and I don't want to carry it too long, so you can like have the strength for the day. But we've done the introduction to HTML. This is just an introductory part. But a lot of things will have to, it's just 8 weeks, and if you look at 8 weeks now, 8 weeks looks like a long time, like October, November, December. But if you just don't do anything about it, December will come like this, and it will be as if you've not learned anything. So I would say that for you to get the most of this class, you have to do more of reading aloud and also working together. All of you have to put hands on deck to work together. So tomorrow we're going to have a group meeting. We're going to have a general meeting. There'll be no coding. Um, there'll be no coding, but we have to meet. It's not compulsory, but I encourage all of you to come to join the meeting. Why I'm saying encouraging you all to join the meeting is because you're going to be split into teams, and I think if you know the team you fall under, the better, because you can know exactly what the team is. and sometimes it's on some, maybe occasionally week by week, not every week, sure. Each this competition between the three teams. So tomorrow we're going to be unveiling the teams and the ones you fall under, and also the mentors who are in charge of the teams, and also the team reps. So that's what it is. Also, your team overall position also determines the amount of bonus points you guys score for your test. So also, yeah. So that's what it is. That's what it is. Thanks for being a part of this class. I just want to share something. I don't know if you don't mind. All right, so thanks for being part of the class. We're not able to cover a lot of stuff here, but we'll share the slides. I will encourage you to go through the slides, maybe cover more than we've covered. Also, go through YouTube, try and find out materials for yourselves that you can actually check out. So I'm going to share my Chrome window. Um, I've been talking about I've been talking about what's the name? The Dome Academy extension. How many of you have the extension? If you install the extension, just show your hand.
I I,
Who
d-
else have installed the extension?
I downloaded it, but I could not install it.
Okay, so it's just very simple. I'll just show you how you do it. So just go to settings, go to your, click on this button. If you're using Chrome, I will advise that you put download Chrome in case you don't have Chrome. What I'm doing on Chrome is because of everything. So you just come here, click load unpacked, then you go to location of where your this thing is. So this is location where it is, and you select it. So I dropped a video in on WhatsApp on how to do it if you've downloaded it and how to set it up. It normally opens when you open a new tab. So in this stuff, you can come here and register for live sessions before they happen. So you don't have to be reminded on WhatsApp to register for it. And there are resources that you can learn, you can use to learn. So what is web development and how to become a web developer by Free Code Camp. You can read this article. You can just graze through it and just read it. It's not really that difficult to read through. So you're just going to explain just an introduction to web development, how to set up GitHub and this thing. Then there's the HTML introduction by W3 Schools. I just introduced to HTML and how to write HTML. And you can just go through different stuff. We're going to do HTML styles this week still, how to create different colors on HTML and some other things. We already did formatting, but I think we're going to do HTML styles this week to just start in your stuff when we're making a personal profile website, which is hopefully going to be fun. Adding images to your design. We're going to just do some fun stuff. I advise you to look at what is CSS, although we're still going to go more into it from next week, but I just feel like you should just read about it and just know what it is. So CSS 100 seconds. Then I dropped the GitHub, although I'm not going to be using it this week, but it's going to be useful one of these times. So these are the resources, live sessions. This was going to be updated soon. I'm still building out a hub for you guys. So I'm just going to show you guys what the hub looks like at the moment. So okay, I think it's down. I've turned it off. So let me just open it again. So this is the hub. It's just for where you guys will see like where to submit your assignments and all this kind of stuff. So it's going to be live latest by Wednesday for you guys to use. I'm still building it. I started working on it this morning, but I'm still building it. So you just click here to submit your project and click here to give a capstone update. So on Wednesday, I'll just be sharing to you what the capstone update is. And you don't need to submit your project right now. On Wednesday also, I was going to tell you what the project is. It's going to be a very simple project. In fact, we're going to build it together and you're just going to do the rest of it. And yeah, so this is what it's going to be. There's going to be a leaderboard, there's going to be teams and some other things, maybe projects, to track the projects you've done so far and see your scores for them. And everything you need to know from week one, all the projects you need to prepare for from week one to all the way to week 8. So I would advise that you read wide. This stuff comes with a lot of resources that you might need to read on to understand it. There's HTML, there's a video on HTML, which is like HTML introduction. And you can check out HTML for the beginners course by W3 School also, which is also very longer course. Is a longer distance. So it's still going to talk about what we're going to look at. But I think you can watch this video. Most of you watch Netflix, and Netflix movies like somehow like some of you watch seasonal movies, if I'm to be honest. Some of you watch Bridgerton, some of you watch popular this thing, House of Dragons and some other stuff. Some of these series are like 1 hour, 2 hours to watch through. Some of you can binge itself, watch it straight up. But when it comes to watching all this stuff, you guys don't create time for it. So I'll just say you create time for some of this stuff. It doesn't really take time to watch some of the videos. It's just 2 videos a year. Then this our recorded video, which is like up to 1 hour. So just think about it as like you're sacrificing your Netflix time. You're sacrificing the time maybe you spend on Twitter or something like that, or maybe the time you spend watching live football. Like just sacrifice that live football. You watch the highlights later, and just try and watch videos on web development. I just try to get better on web development. So, and on Tuesday we're going to just have a group discussion, all of us, and yeah, we'll share into your groups. You're going to know who your group leads are, the mentors in charge of your group. Some of you are going to be assigned to Adeze. Some of you are going to be assigned to Melody. Melody is a very strict person, so if you guys are working, anybody who's on that Melody has to be up and doing. Then you have to, some of you be assigned to me. So that's how it is. Thanks for coming. I don't want you guys to spend too much time at night. Or do you guys want us to continue? Who wants us to continue? Raise up your hands. You're serious. We should continue all the way to the night. When should we end? Tell me when we should end. Deborah, tell me when we should end. Okay, Divine, you wanted to say something?
No, I don't want to say anything.
Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow, 12 a.m. All right, don't worry. You just when everybody leaves, both of us will stay. Then we'll go all the way to 12. We'll go all the way to 12. Are we? That's how we'll do it, right, guys? All right, so I wish you all the best. I would anybody if you have issues or so, um, if you have issues or so, I'm going to create a one-on-one like setup. So in case you want to go one-on-one with me, you can actually schedule a time always on Thursdays. My week is always normally choked up. Right? So, like actually normally choked up. I find time to do some things I do. I'm actually wondering how I do that. But like on Thursday I'll be free, very free from the almost the entire day. So I'm going to just be creating like time slots where you guys can schedule meetings with me. So just in case you want to discuss about maybe something challenging and other stuff, or you want to gist me or just say check on me and see how I'm doing. Maybe if I'm surviving very well, you want to send me money or talk to me about something, no problem. Can talk about that stuff on Thursday. So I'm just going to, I think that's one of the times where I'm free. We're just going to have that talk. So I'm going to create time slots on Thursday. I already have a few time slots on Thursday. So when you guys can just create one-on-ones with me. Then also there's going to be on our peer group meeting. So after I split you guys into group, you guys will have your first ever peer group meeting on Thursday where you guys will get to meet each other and every other stuff. Then based on what you guys learned about each other, it's going to be a competition on Friday, and the winners is going to get. I'm not going to mention what they are going to get, sure, but it's something very useful. So yeah, thanks for being a part. Let's say thank you to Adeze. She really tried. It's not easy teaching, especially this time in the night and at this period, like especially when you're teaching programming virtually, it's not very easy. So you have to teach it in person and teach it. So just say thank you. No, not this thing. Say thank you. I want to hear people saying thank you to others.
Thank you. There's thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, greatly appreciated.
All right. So yeah. So that's everything. Have a good night, everyone. The recording for this class is going to be shared tomorrow. So have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Salameka. Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks.